Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to this July monthly reading. This is going to be an overview for the month of July for the sign of Taurus. I'm going to start off with the Mystic Manifesting Oracle cards here. We're going to pull out one start to your message for the month of July, Taurus. And we have Seeing the Beauty. Complex patterns align to create great beauty when you see clearly. The suggested affirmation for the month of July for you, Taurus: I visualize the divine plan. So I'll set that over here and we're going to jump in. I have the Tarot of Secrets, and it's a really large deck. So I'm just going to do a little quick shuffle through. I've meditated and prayed over the energy of the reading for you, Taurus. So just trust that what's for you will come out for you, and tune into your intuition. Tune into your higher self, your divine plan. And let's look and see a little overview with the Celtic cross spread. And I'm going to lay everything down, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk. All right, your final outcome. Beautiful. That is your energy, the King of Coins. At the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. Now, this is an indication that the month of July is going to have some new, passionate va-va-voom attached. This can be in your career or your profession. A lot of times that's what the Ace of Wands is about. It's like a spark of creativity. A flame has been lit for you to like start painting or creating, or whatever you're passionate about. That's the new beginning in that. But it can also really indicate intimacy, sensuality, romance, a new start in a romantic relationship. So either way you look at it, something new is taking form in the month of July for you, Taurus. That is exciting. It's very fiery. It's Ace of Wands. And we start back at the beginning, the recent past. This is the Seven of Coins. Now, this is basically it's usually depicted with like a farmer or somebody planting seeds, and they are doing the seeds and the watering and the sunshine and the talking to and the playing music, and they've planted all the seeds. Now it's about just being patient and allowing the seeds to root and the crops to start to come out. But we're just in a waiting game, and it's more along the lines of we're just patiently letting whatever we've planted come to fruition. This is your past. So you showed up into this month of July in this energy of I just need to be patient. Everything that I've planted is going to come to fruition. It's just not here yet. So your current energy, present day, is the Ace of Swords. Now, this is about a new, fresh mind, a new idea. It's a clearing of your mind. It's the ability to finally be able to focus, finally receiving, like maybe you've been walking around like your head is in the clouds, but suddenly as maybe July starts to unveil itself, you begin to feel like, that's it. There's like lightning bolt moments. There's light bulb moments. There's the ability for you to see clearly. I just got the song came through. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. All of the sad moments can disappear. Ace of Swords. This is really beautiful. This is your current energy, Taurus. And then your challenge is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is about rapid, quick, fiery wands flying through the air. It generally is about messages, things happening really fast. So you remember you had the Ace of Wands there under the deck as your like overview message. Well, the Eight of Wands is 8 of those wands flying through the air quickly, fast. You might not be able to keep up with how fast everything really starts to move once it starts to move. You know how you were just sitting here patiently waiting for things to start to take form and take shape? Well, boom, challenge is it's moving almost probably too fast. Messages are flying through the air, phone calls are taking place, text messages, people trying to get a hold of you and share with you, hey, I want to share and tell you I have an offer. There's this contact I want to put you in touch with. It's a lot. It's a lot of energy. And on your mind is this Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a feminine, it's in a water energy, it's vases, it's cups, it's Cancer energy, Pisces energy, Scorpio energy. If you're dealing with one of those water signs, they're on your mind. You're thinking about them a lot. The Queen of Cups has to do with receiving love, letting someone finally love you, but it's also someone that is very nurturing and very loving and caring and wants to take care of everybody and make sure everybody's emotionally in a good spot, and a very psychic, musically oriented, intuitive individual, creative, lots of creativity here. This person is on your mind, or this is you and the qualities that you're exhibiting right now in your life. The Queen of Vases making an appearance. Down below the surface is 3 of Wands. Now, this is similar to the 7 of Coins in that I don't like to call it waiting, like I'm waiting around for that person to finally show up. It's not necessarily that, because it's wands. It has to do with your passions and your energy. And it usually is depicted with a person standing on like a shoreline, and they're facing the horizon and the expanse of water, and they're just waiting for their ships to come in. But it's not waiting, for no reason. It's we expect that those ships, which are our goals and our desires and our dreams, they're coming. They're just not here yet. So under the surface is you standing on the shoreline of your life, looking out into the horizon and knowing your ships are coming, they're just not here yet. So there's an element of patience that's still kind of following you into July. As you move into the future, there is this very wise, old, sage kind of energy. And it is this depicted as generally this old man, but it's really trying to show that wisdom is what's the goal. And your future energy is the Hermit. This is Virgo energy, so it's your earth cousin, and it is a major arcana card, so it's a big deal. It's a spiritual truth or lesson in your future, requiring you to take a break from society or people or your family or your workplace for a short time, not a long time, but just enough so that you can reacquaint yourself with your wisdom and your truth. There's always a lantern, and it's got a light emanating, and that hermit is usually setting off, usually in the night, so in the dark, to go off to be by themselves, to find their truth and their wisdom and reacquaint themselves with what really matters. So Taurus, there might be a necessity for you to have to just take a small sabbatical away from your life as you know it in July and just peace out for a moment so that you can become and get in touch with this hermit energy of yours. And Your external energy, it's outside of you, it might not be you, but it affects you, is the Seven of Swords. And this is someone in your sphere of influence is untrustworthy. Someone that affects you in your life, your family or your friends or your coworkers, they tell lies, they cheat, they are deceitful, they aren't trustworthy. They're like a snake in the grass. You see this sly fox sneaking behind this, it looks like a layer of clouds. So keeping their head, out of sight so that you can't see who they are, but you know who this person is. There is somebody that doesn't speak truthfully. They don't show up honestly. They have frequently misled you or stolen information from you or taken your ideas and said that that was theirs. And that's Seven of Swords all day long. Your energy internally is this devil energy. This is the major arcana attributed to the sign of Capricorn. And what this means is, the devil is attributed to kind of ruling this earth plane that we all exist on. And this devil energy is, they are in control of their carnal nature. So your internal energy right now is, you are very much like the master of your carnal nature. All of your physical lusts, like sensuality, sexuality, any kind of gluttony, not overeating, not over anything like over exercising or over drinking, overeating, over socializing, over gossiping. You're not doing anything in excess. You're doing everything right now in your mind, in your internal energy. You're trying to be very controlled with your physical reality. Everything to do with what the devil would reign over, which is this physical reality. And you're just making sure that I'm not going overboard. If I have a drink, I have a drink. If I, have a lover, I have a lover, but I don't go overboard with any of those things. And then your hopes and your fears. It's the Six of Wands. Now, this is, it's like victory after a very challenging situation. It's victory. Finally, you've jumped up a level to where we're not dealing with like little kids on a playground. We have achieved success. We've gained victory. We are successful in whatever it is that we're doing, our love life, our profession, our family. We have reached this victory. And this is a hope, and this is also a fear. It always brings me back to the quote about, it's not success that we are the most afraid of, or it's not failure, that we're the most afraid of. It's success, because sometimes we're more comfortable failing, because that's what we've always done, than succeeding. When we succeed at something, it asks us to be more than maybe we've ever been before. And sometimes that's just too much to ask. So it's a hope and a fear that Six of Wands would be in your life. So just think about that. See if how that rings true, if it does in your life. And the final outcome is the King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles. This is fixed earth energy, Taurus, you. And it is a master of their physical reality, very much like I was talking about with this devil energy. The devil has more to do with like addictive behaviors and things that we can overdo, whereas the King of Coins, they've mastered their physical world, their health, wealth, money, time, effort, and they're good at it. And they wheel and deal just great. This can be a dad or like a grandfather energy. It's very masculine. You don't have to be an old person to have this energy in your life, but it is definitely a sign of maturity. Somebody that doesn't spend their whole paycheck in 2 seconds, somebody that knows how to invest and make things return on their value. And they invest in relationships, and everybody that they deal with knows Taurus is a true blue. They are dedicated, devoted, loyal, um, everything to do with what really matters, in this physical world. So that's King of Coins. This is your final outcome. I'm going to grab the Witch's Tarot. We're going to do a final layer on top. I think it's really interesting that all of the power earth energy cards, the Devil, the Hermit, the King of Coins, you got those. Starting off with that Seven of Coins, there's a lot of earth energy, physical stability, endurance, and strength in your reading. So this Witch's Tarot, this last layer here for you, we have the Three of Pentacles, more earth energy, the Knight of Cups, and the Five of Swords. So that's very interesting. You're definitely interested in building and collaborating and trying to take something from the ground and work it up to something that really matters. You also are wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're moving into some sort of a romantic involvement, if that's what it is for you. Otherwise, it's just an emotional vulnerability that you're expressing, but you're encountering someone or some situation that seems to just go against the grain. No matter what you say, they have to say something completely opposite, completely different, and always just go against you, is what it feels like. And I'm thinking that might be the reason that this Hermit energy comes out for you, because this is your near future energy. I mean, and if somebody is constantly challenging you and confronting you and verbally attacking you on everything that comes out of your mouth, you did have that Seven of Swords in your external environment. So just be aware that there could be like an enemy, somebody that doesn't have your best interests at heart, and they get in the way of you being this emotionally vulnerable person. So just a little bit of a heads up. Take it or leave it, Taurus. This is your reading. And Spicy Sunflower Tarot can be found on TikTok and on YouTube. And your likes and your follows, your subscribes and your shares are really appreciated. So are your comments. Thank you very much, Taurus. Be blessed and be well.